We can get that real quick. I'm
This is Second Ezra chapter 3, verse 31. It says, I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any people that knoweth thee besides Israel? Or what generation has so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet the Lord appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there throughout the heathen, and I see how they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell in the world.
Yeah, now this is another thing that the heathen had, every heathen had a chance to rule the world. They had a chance, you know what I'm saying? Moabites, Genghis Khan, Edomites. We the only people when we came up into rulership that served the Lord, that put the Lord on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, even when we were bugged out, even with the Moors, they still had some type of holiness about it, some type of structure. You know what I'm saying? Even rule, they just start bringing Buddha, start building temples, you know what I'm saying? And the Edomites to this day, why do they deserve any type of salvation and how they act right now? You know, they have no inclination of repentance. They have no will. And if they do have will, then now we got to go back to what I was talking about earlier, the wheat and tares. But the whole of them, they don't bring no energy of praise and Lord. They're doing the exact opposite.
Didn't that go back to Noah, three sons, Ham, Shem, Japheth, and knowing that Ham, the Egyptian empire and other empires along with it, he had his time, and then from Shem, as you stated, David, Saul, to the time to the last king of Judah, they had their time. Then when we look at Japheth, him having his time from the time of the Greeks to this present day. They in charge. So at the end, the Lord said, I gave all three of you a chance and you all screwed up. Because you didn't all, I mean, the Egyptians, you got so high and mighty you can use all that. And then all of a sudden, after the times of Solomon and other kings, y'all got just, he said, I told you, if you have a king, what's going to take place? And they go into error. Now, the Greeks are the Gentiles. Now they have it. They said, we go to the moon, we go to the stars. Russia said, we go there, and we don't see no God. So, all three of y'all messed up.
Well, Solomon didn't. Israelites, we messed up because we deviated. But we the only person that put the Most High on them. The Egyptians, you never worshiped the Most High. They had all kind of gods and magi's. They had Joseph, which they had other magi's from other countries. You know what I'm saying? Because when Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, they had all kind of magi's. They had Daniel, other ones from other countries. You know what I'm saying? Esau, he just deals with anything. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of they deal with all the gods. You know, because they know all the gods. They know in that Vatican, they know all the gods. They really went in and delved into the wickedness of the world. Because they know how they're not gods, but there are demons. There are things that can influence you, and they know that. So they'll call on these things, these entities. You know what I'm saying? To Satan to help them.
But doesn't all these Greek gods stem from Babylon back to the time of the Tower of Babel?
Yeah, most of them. Ramses and Tammuz. We go back to the goddess of fertility, you know, and then feminism.
Yes.
You know, so it all centers back to that. But most of them go back to Babylon, but what we believe in goes back the same way, because they watch us and they kind of pull from it, and then they put it on the left-hand side. You know what I'm saying? But it all goes back to Babylon, but the truth goes back to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to Adam. Whether you can't say first or last, the truth is always first. But like technically, the first documented handwriting is the hieroglyphs. But the Hebrew started off in hieroglyph form. You know what I'm saying? And pictographs. You know, the letter A is a Hebrew letter.
lives back that far too, doesn't he? Hammurabi.
What's that?
He was somebody around the 18th dynasty,
18th dynasty?
18th century, somewhere close to the time of Abraham, just behind Abraham family.
Okay.
Hammurabi.
Yes.
Because the Hammurabi law, they talk about the Hammurabi law.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do some research on it. Dig into it. I'm actually write that down.
Hammurabi, yeah.
Because-
I can't spell it, but Hammurabi. It's the laws of Hammurabi.
Yeah, Google do the rest. Remember to
Yeah.
spell it. Hammurabi law.
Are you talking about the Mesopotamian?
I think it might be, yes. It might be that time. These must be the laws prior to the Ten Commandments. Given by those.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're biblical, but
No,
they-
yeah. I was just gonna go into it because the Ten Commandments is just written down. They always was there. You know, 'cause how where there's no law, there's no sin.
Right.
So how did Adam
That's true.
how did Abel sin? How did Cain sin?
Yes.
You know, by sacrificing the whole thing. And once we go into history, we know we were orators. You know, that we spoke things. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into like the Old Testament, which I thought was interesting, but there was righteous, doing this and that, and then he opened the book of the law. And I was like, wait, you never read and you was doing everything right? That means it was like through oration, through family, don't do that, you know, and we learned that way even after halftime. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Ahab or, matter of fact, let's get there.
So when that Josiah had one of his priests found the books of the law?
He pretty much started getting everything super intact.
Yeah.
But before that, the Lord said, well, he was a man, he was a righteous man, he was a righteous king.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think he still got it. It shows all the kings. Yeah, here you go. Like it shows the kings and the prophets. It shows the kings and the prophets, and it also shows who was good, who was bad. You know what I'm saying? Going on down, and you could. It's important because all good kings didn't do everything good. That's right. Josiah was tripping.
Yes.
You know, Manasseh was tripping, but the Lord considered them good. So it's not the sum of what you know, because this society you can do one thing bad and they just demonize you.
Well, if you have a forgiving heart, if you ask for forgiveness, if you go back to forgiveness, ask the Lord for it.
Yeah.
You know,
And we just gotta learn how to be merciful as human beings.
yes.
You know, but outside of that, let's get this is 2 Kings 23 and 23. But in the 18th year of King Josiah, wherein this Passover was holding to the Lord in Jerusalem, moreover the workers with familiar spirits and the wizards and the images and the idols and all the abominations that were spied in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem did Josiah put away, that he might perform the words of the law which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest found in the house of the Lord. Yeah, so before that it said that he was a man of the Lord and he was carrying on, and then he said he found the book, and then that's what he brought down to action. A real man of the Lord, when they get into the scriptures, they're gonna put it to action.
Yes.
You know, and that's really the difference, because everybody don't deserve mercy, but some people do. You know what I'm saying? And it's not based off of what we think mercy and people deserve mercy. You know what I'm saying? Where if somebody's a homosexual, right? Most men like, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord said the only thing that you can't recover from is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. So therefore, we as a person repent. However you repent. You know, it ain't about our subjective opinion. You know, and that goes into different levels of judgment. Somebody could have beat the brakes off me in the club last year, and they come up and want to repent and want to be a man of the Lord. I can't sit there and say no, because they would have told Paul, right? Paul was killing it.
Right. Yeah.
He was out there doing like ego so forward that he was running around the world like, I'm on a roll with you, right?
Yes.
And then now he can then be transition into being the head of the Gentile. And that's privilege. That's very, like we read it, but we don't understand like that's a biblical thing. Like I seen you rolling through, cutting people's heads off, round them, dragging them, and then now you telling me come to the Lord, is this a trick?
And I think the Lord had to allow his name to be changed from Saul to Paul because his reputation was just like a Hitler to the Jews. If you thinking that Hitler is going to be the one that's going to be saving the Jews or giving them the word, they're like, we're going to reject this. We know what this man's reputation is. I think Paul had that type of reputation. He doing damage to the people of the way.
Yeah, he made, but that's like the Lord's a master test player because he said, I want to see who really believes my word. Because now you got to hear from Paul.
Yes.
You know, you got to hear from in the flesh. Like I remember you,
Yes.
what you did, and this and that. But then that word, the real believers was like, boy, he has a.
Yes.
It's like you got, Trump, Candace Owens, all these people that are political figureheads. A lot of people like, oh, they're cool and this and that, but they be having valid points, and you just can't get past, the superficial nature of it.
Yes.
Grab them by the, this and that. But at the end of the day, this dude that freed so many people of our color, gave us alleviation, but then you turn around and Obama did the opposite. Homosexual marriages, and then they're like, well, Obama's the king of everything. Why? Black. Well, yes, and our people are superficial like that because they're sheep.
Yeah, they are.
They're sheep,
And they say that Johnson made a statement. I'm gonna die Democrat. That's the mindset of black folks right now.
Yeah, no ability to think independently. And it's not like you gotta go and go against the grain with everything. It's just, it goes back to the story. I always tell the brothers, I told brothers a long time ago, the granddaughter, Thanksgiving, pull up to the mom. Mom put all her arms, legs off the turkey, put it in the pan. She asked her mom, why you do that? So next year she goes, what you say, brother? Hey, call all y'all my shot. Hey, shalom, brother. Hey, so she goes up to the grandmother, right? Asks the same question. So after the grandmother said, well, my grandmother did this family tradition. Goes to the great grandmother. How you doing? So maybe I just did that because the parents were so right? So people just spiritually don't even know why.
Yes.
But it's very easy to get out that generational habit. All you have to do is study for yourself. Because my mom gave me pork. I don't hate my mom as a mother, but my mom gave me pork. She taught me how to go off. You know what I'm saying? And I have to acknowledge that and be able to, instead of saying, oh, well, my mama did it, so it's right. That's very simple. Hey, let's get this scripture says, the prudent, it goes back into the prudent itself. We're supposed to be prudent. Especially in this age, you got the internet. You got the internet.
Got no excuse.
Yeah, how you gonna believe in everything somebody tells you? You can just Google it. At your fingertips. And if you don't believe in Google, you can go on Amazon and get a book. And it'll come in like 2 or 3 hours.
This is Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believe in every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Yeah, and prudence is you got prophecy, you got prudence. And let's get to the etymology of the word prudent. Because I really, me personally as a man, I try my best to increase my prudence. Because prudence will help us out in life. I done messed up enough in life to like, when I look hindsight is 2020, like I shouldn't do that. But if I was prudent, I would have done that.
Now what is the actual definition of the word prudence?
Yeah, we got you right here.
It says, wise, discerning, judicious, with knowledge, deliberate, knowing, skilled, sagacious, circumspect, foreseeing, look ahead, prepare, supply, act with foresight. It breaks down to the word pro, meaning ahead, and vadir, meaning to see.
Yeah, to see ahead.
So that's 14, 14, 12?
14, 15.
14.
That's like, you know, prudence experience can come prudence, right? I don't go to clubs because of prudence, you know, and sometimes from experience, it's always fighting, ain't nothing up in there, you know, and through prudence, me being in the hood, there's been times we went to, there was a protest going on, we were just observing it, and I'm from New Orleans, so I've been amongst big crowds, and I can see when something's about to happen. That's through prudence. I was with the brothers, I'm like, yeah, it's about time to go. And they like, ain't nothing happening. But I'm seeing the crowd swarm, and as soon as we started walking, we was halfway through the parking lot, boom, ah, boom, boom. Prudence, you know, and it comes, most of it comes from experience.
Yes.
But, you know, Lord, I don't want to experience everything. Right? You don't want to experience everything.
I agree.
You know, it's like experience is the best teacher, but if I can take it as serious without experiencing it, let me do the study and let me listen. And all we have to do is watch everybody else. Watch those around us, you know, and pay attention and examine ourselves, look at our habits. And when you do that, you gotta stop, we have to stop being superficial and saying, well, that ain't me, or if that was me, I would have did this, or nah, you gotta dip, okay, what is this mentality? Where did he come from? You know, when you see an Israelite creating violence on TV, you know, nobody says, oh, that's violence. He's a violent person. You don't say, well, what?
Right.
You know, like what make a person do this? In that same situation, you say, you know, a lot of people sit there and say, well, oh, Trump, he's bad. There's a lot of Trumps out there that are our own people. You know, there are a lot of people that will grab a lot of women by the, you know what?
Yeah.
And they're just not willing to say it. You know, and a lot of people, the scripture tell you, do not gather with a multitude to do evil. You know, and that's what a lot of people do because the sense is gentle. If everybody believes it, it must be true. So if I just get with everybody that says that we're right, then that makes me right. You know, so let me hide under that cloak.
Majority is normally wrong.
Yep, the majority is normally wrong. That's why the Lord chose the base things out of this world to confound the wise, and that's why it's a remnant. Like you said, 2/3. What's the opposite of 2/3? It's 3 parts.
Yes.
It's one.
That's right. That's a remnant.
It's a remnant. Yep. It's a spirit. It's a remnant of us. And there's a remnant of us that know the name. There's a remnant of us that serve the way we serve. There's a remnant of us that believe, and people do not understand it. You know, they resist. Yeah, good has some courage.
So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
Yeah, circumspect goes, break that word down. Circle goes back to circle, and spectacles to see. Pretty much to know your surroundings. You know, because people, they're inebriated. So they don't want to look around, but they're too inebriated to look around. This, or you're high on something, or the food that you eat, clouding your mind. They don't even know this shit. Anything like they say, you go grocery shop, you're supposed to go in the outer parts.
That's true.
They got everything in boxes, anything that's, you know, like common sense, a potato is, if I buy a potato, it'll last so long, but why this bag of French fries will last?
Yes.
Like that.
When I was growing up, I got some years ago, bread used to rot or turn green in a week or two after you bought it. After you open it up, turn green. Because it had all the ingredients at that time. So it was fall. Now, you can leave it out there forever. And it won't turn color.
Preservatives, additives.
Yes.
You know, people wonder why cancer's coming out.
Yes.
This and that Esau did the devil, he's going to say, it's because the world is not being green enough. It's because there's too many clouds.
Yes.
It's like, no, it's because you're putting all the chemicals into this food. You wonder why it's ADHD. You know, all these problems coming about.
Have you seen the movie Solid Green? Solid Green is a movie made 1973 for the year of 2022. Edward G. Robinson and Charleston Heston. Solid Green.
You said Charleston Heston. I got to see that.
Yeah. Solid Green. Edward G. Robinson and Charleston Heston for the year of 2022. I'm seeing all the stuff that's taking place in that movie. I'm like, wow. And when you see the end of it, now I mean, it goes to the extreme goes to the end, but it's, I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm not gonna, but
Check it out.
but it's really you able to find it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
sort of interesting.
Yeah. I do it pronounce it wrong.
No.
I'm from Texas, so I kind of mess up on some words. Yeah. And then show it in the first 5 minutes. This is the year 2022. And it'll point it out.
It's a great time to watch that.
First Peter chapter 4, verse 4. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "So the time past of our life may suffice us to have brought the milk of the Gentiles, where we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine."
Let's get that word of cities. It says walk the word. The word walk goes back to fulfill. There was a period of time, for me personally, when I was up the world, that I was doing without my cousins and friends were doing, and I fulfilled the will. I was out there, burning the street, doing all kind of actions. Everybody was not just one. But once I repented, it was like, what the hell you do now? Unbridled lust, right? That means you have no restraint towards your pursuit of happiness.
That's the day we live in now.
Unbridled lust. They can eat as much as they need. It's no portion. Like there's people that talk about dieting and different things of that nature, and I say, like you're going into this keto, this and that. Just stop eating this much. Just eat the right thing and stop eating this much. Stop taking seconds and thirds of your portion. Just minimize your portion. Don't eat as much meat. But they have unbridled lust. So I want to keep eating like this, so I'm going to do a keto way.
No self-restraint.
No self-restraint. Like as a boxer, my boxing coach, he should chew me out because I try to do this it's not hit. It's another one. Like we do circuits and running and hopping on this and doing all that. And he said, what you doing all that for? Look at them on TV. They're going how many rounds? 12 rounds? Back in my day, we used to go 15. On the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's just take this no work. Just go out there and run. So it's very simple. Are you willing to get up there and put in that work? And most people aren't. They want the microwave type of things. They want to lose weight in 10 days.
Yes.
Anytime I'm on anything and I say ad like that, I just click next. Ain't nothing you can get in 2 months or a day. Like it takes hard work and dedication for everything.
No gain, no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. And this is for us to get salvation. No pain, no gain. We gotta go. We gotta go affliction to get salvation.
Yes.
We gotta be low. There's people out here asking, why God, why would you take this? Why would you do this to me? Why not, first of all? And then second, he's preparing us for it. He's trying to see who's gonna be that gold tried and fire and pass through. They come out like, hey, anybody that come through this fire is like, oh yeah, you believe I was over there. Because you had no reason to keep going, there was no invitations, and it was hard. Getting tore up, people hating on you, people throwing stuff, fighting you. You have no weapons, but you still fought and got through. So you deserve everything. Now, if it was a clear lane and you see the city and there's nothing, everybody will run to you.
It says, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, reveling.
Yeah, so lasciviousness, unbridled lust. You pretty much eat, do what you want. That's what you want. Excess of wine, and you just really spiritually you're into any doctrine. You know what I'm saying? As well as you just drinking and partying. Because ain't nothing wrong with wine. You know what I'm saying? If Christians believe that's sin, that's not a sin. It says in the Bible, drink some wine and our stomachs. It ain't talking about the drink.
Reveling, banqueting.
That reveling goes back to partying. Bacchus, Mardi Gras, Endymion. You know, the word Bacchus is pretty much goes back to reveling. You know, just drinking it. And it's just, and that goes back to like the New Year's and all that Babylonian festivities where they had sexual wickedness, fornication. You know, men with men, animals, taking drugs and just doing what they do. You know, and that's the same way in this world.
Are we getting back to Romans chapter 1? Are we getting like Romans chapter 1, verse 18?
Yeah, I don't even think we get there.
Yeah, we did. We did.
They deeply rooted. They ankle deep up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get to the word reveling, it goes into the Greek word homos. It says a revel, carousel, a nocturnal, and riotous procession of half-drunken, frolicsome fellows.
The nocturnal. That's key. Nighttime. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was watching this show Game of Thrones, the House of Dragon. They call it the day at the time of the hour. Night. Or late night for a reason. Sleeping, they have melatonin. As soon as it starts getting dark, your body's going to shut down. You know? But these people like to come out at night so they can do their lucid acts. Because the people that are of the light are asleep. The righteous people are asleep because you're supposed to sleep at that time. So the people that need to speak and do what they need to do come out at night.
Nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows after supper parade through the streets with torches and music and honor of Bacchus.
Yeah, what you do before the club, you got your music playing, you know, you got your food, you got your chicken wing, you eating, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the mirror talking about, I'm gonna get me something tonight, and then they get drunk enough because they ain't gonna, you know, they drink at the bar, but they're gonna get right before they get out there so they can wild out, you know, have that liquid courage or whatever courage they own, you know. Some doing that powder courage.
Yes.
What's that called? The mollies and all that, you know.
Crystal courage.
Yeah. Superman on that, man. Crystal courage, yeah.
Yeah, can I grab his right quick?
It says, after supper, parade through the streets with torches and music and honor of Bacchus or some other deity.
Bacchus or some other deity. There's our people out there, wilding.
What verse is that?
This is a list of definitions of revel.
Yeah.
It says to sing and play before all family before friends. It's generally a feast and drinking party that protracted until late at night and goes revel.
Yep. So it's pretty much partying at night. And our people love the partying. You know, and it's like partially some slave stuff that was implemented, that clubbing, pretty much where they, you know, when they was on the weekends, they pretty much danced in front of the master and everybody danced and had fun while the master came home. And that's where the origins of clubbing came from what I studied, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, and that just came into habit. But people say, oh, we need to read the Bible because it's slave owners. But you go to the club, you know what I'm saying? Gumbo and all that. You eat gumbo, that's a part of sleep. You know, so you got the remainders and you just mix them together and that. So why do y'all want to read the scriptures, but you don't want to leave the club, you don't want to do that because it's a pleasure to you. The Bible makes you have to stand up straight. You know how to.
So the clubbing that's a root to that dancing for the master?
Yeah. I read it a while ago. I'm not going to sit there and say it's a fact, but you know, there's a lot of theories out there. But it makes sense that they used to sing and dance and do their thing, and the masters are clap and rock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where the clubbing comes.
That makes sense.
You know?
It says banqueting and abominable idolatry.
Abominable idolatry, yeah. So they thought it strange that we didn't run to that same nature anymore because we repented, and it's just that it's normal now. If we say, you know, people say, hey, how was your weekend? And so I had a great one, and then they ask us what I do. I was just like, I didn't do nothing. They want to hear something. They want to hear I went to this place, I went down here and did that. You know, look at how the Seabed, because the camera say Seabed did that. They didn't even notice the difference. You know, I did the same thing I did before. Go to work and I go home. You know, and all the other people, I can't go to a restaurant. I'm like what, you know? But people, they need that. They need that, you know, they need, and I realize people need exterior things to make them feel alive. They have no identity. Some people need drugs. Some people need to be messy. Some people need to walk and dress a certain way and walk around to make them feel like somebody. You can't be at home in your own solitude and still feel as
Even the pretty ones are insecure.
even the pretty, you know. Those pimps wouldn't exist.
It's true.
Verse 4 says, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with the same, that ye run not with them to the same excess of riots, speaking evil of them.
Yeah, they speak evil. You know, that's what happens. We speak evil of, y'all think y'all know it all, or the woke. But Esau came in and distorted the woke nature and demonized that in itself. You know?
I'm seeing, are those verses attributed to each one of these, attributed to the Hebrew letters, and one is attributed to the Masoretic Hebrew writing? Is those verses attributed to that?
Yeah. So this is just, we put the verses that associate with it. We have faith that this is the proper Hebrew. This is the modern Hebrew.
Right.
Then even before that, there's pictographs. As we were talking
the
about.
Egyptians.
Yep. Because even when you go into the pictographs are a little bit different. When you go to I or Ra, Ra is actually a head. You know, the I, it still looked like that, but it was an actual ox head.
Yes.
You know, because Hebrew is very simple. You know, it's words, the consonants or vowels, as well as the letters mean something. You know, so when Adam was naming everything, he said, you know, Ba, it goes back to Bayah, which means tent, house. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the letter B as well. Yeah, but this is a little bit behind, but just like this is the letter Ba, right? It's a tent. The reason why it's like that because one side was for the men, one side was for the women. And he did that, then when you turn it, you progress into a B. Hebrew language is pretty simple, you know. It doesn't say like a pencil, a yellow writing utensil. It just says stick. And then when you say I write with stick, you know, say write stick, it's gonna, you know, that's a pencil. It's a writing utensil. You know, you kind of like use common sense with it. You know, where English is more, I wouldn't say that.
Why?
Just say the bar, which means don't speak. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as say I wouldn't say that. The bar, which means don't speak. You know what I'm saying? It just means don't say that. You know, in Hebrew is pretty simple.
I'm hearing that people who speak different language, they say English is a different, it's a difficult language because it doesn't actually mean what it's actually saying sometimes.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, but this is all I know, so
But yeah, so many layers to, because you can say something and it means the same sentence and it means something different. Like that's why text is so messed up because English it's really a bastard language because it's full of Hebrew, Latin, Greek, Dutch. Like we read the probably would hear the definition of food or whatever, and then it goes back to the ancient this. And then the other words they go like that, it goes back to Hebrew, which means pop.
So you pronounce it Amar. Because I see it as Ahmed. You say Amar. Yeah, you probably more clear on the name.
Well, you got the Assyrian, you know, because my rib, she used to be Muslim, and so she knows the Assyrian, and she pretty much much. I say a word, I be talking to brothers, but oh, that sounds like this word. I'm like, yeah, it's the same word. You know what I'm saying? But it's just pronounced different. So Assyrian may sound like a meth, but Hebrew is a mouth. You know, because the core of it is the consonants and vowels is ah and I. That's the only two different consonants that exist. But when they try to add the vowels, or then you add, Assyrian, they kind of add, different variations. But it's just the same as, like, you sound from Texas, the way you say it and the way I say it. But it's
Yeah, you from Louisiana, so you're pretty close to the.
yeah. That's why I can hear it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you say things different, but it's the same.
Right. D and duck. Tomato, tomato. And this language, I mean, of the Hebrew writing came around the 11th century.
This was before.
I mean, I know this is the original one, but this
Yeah.
is probably about the 11th century right here.
Yeah. I think what it's like. I don't want to get it wrong. But it's like around like 500 to 300. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. The brothers could just research it, get the exact date, but I just don't know exactly.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
In the Greek language, the New Testament. I'm here now. I don't know. I'm just listening. I'm still trying to get information from anybody who got it. They were saying the original language of the New Testament was in Hebrew, but when 70 AD took place, they destroyed everything that applied to the Hebrews, and some of the Catholics got some of the stuff, but they found in partial parts of Hebrew writings in the New Testament.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think they had both. But predominantly at that time, all spoke Greek. The people who were talking to spoke Greek, so why would they write it?
Here's the reason why I'm throwing it. When it talks about Acts 22, he said Jesus spoke to him in the Hebrew language, in the Hebrew tongue. So that's what. Then when Jesus was on the cross and he was speaking Aramaic, and when he was calling out to the Lord, he's using Aramaic terms. And then when he raised that little girl Tabitha or something like that, he kind of made a phrase, a Hebrew tongue. They say interpret, her name.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta understand that the Lord spoke in Hebrew, Paul spoke in Hebrew, but the people he was speaking to spoke Greek. Everybody wasn't educated to the level that they could speak two different languages. So in order to communicate with people that weren't into the Hebrew, you had to write in the text in Greek, because he was writing into, the Romans, the Israelites of Rome, Galatia, these people that just only knew Greek.
And see, remember on Jesus, when he's on the cross, when Father put his name, when he to the Jews, he put in Latin, Hebrew, and Greek.
It's a reason for that.
Yes.
That's the three languages that are permanently used, so that those three people can understand it. The bulk of the New Testament was written for the Gentiles, which most of them spoke Greek.
And here's my question, because if we doing Jesus, the writings of Jesus are in the red, right? We agree with that. But in Revelation, he say, and when Jesus say, "I'm the Alpha and Omega," I don't think he would say, he didn't say, I don't think he would say Alpha and Omega. He would say Aleph and Tav.
Yeah.
But they writing it in the Greek term using Alpha and Omega, which is Greek. And I think he probably would say, "I'm the Aleph and the Tav."
Oh yeah, he would say it like that.
He
speaks to, he was speaking native tongue.
Yes.
That's why, like you said, by the point when you spoke to Paul spoke Greek and Hebrew. He knew all languages, but he's going to speak in the Lashon Kodash, which goes back to the holy tongue, which is Hebrew. So they Paul, understood it because Paul was educated.
Yes.
But like Peter wasn't educated, so he probably wasn't fluent in Greek or all these other languages, but he probably was language. That can historically go to why people really deal with Gentiles so much, because of the communication. You know what I'm saying? That could be another factor as well.
But when Paul in the 21st chapter, when the Roman soldiers came to rescue him, he said, and they thought he was an Egyptian, so they know he's a man of color. And they say, "Can you speak Greek?" You know, they're like, you don't look Greek. You look like European. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's just,
It's just like education. Nobody knows the level of education that we possess based on how we look. So it automatically assumes that we only know a certain language. You know, just like even if a Jewish person walked by and he starts speaking in a language, he wouldn't know. We'd be able to decent, like, at some type of level interpret the words and be like, hey, I ain't no dog. He'd be like, he'll look at it like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all know that? So like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it'll throw the average person off. You know what I'm saying? So that's what normally the people get to speak that language unless you dress the part and look the part.
That came about from the 2nd to the 1st century BC.
What is the years?
Like 135 BC.
2nd to the 1st century. So 2nd to 1st, 130 by 130.
that's considered the Maserati text.
Let's say Ma'u. Is it rolling? Can I get Zephaniah 3 and 9, matter of fact, since we just on that, you know.
Send it to my cash app.
Huh?
Oh, damn, I sent it to him.
Well, I mean, he can.
Okay, bro, we don't need you. Why you running like that?
He was kind
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh, to serve him with one consent. It's Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
Yeah, hey, that pure language, which, you know, as we know today is the Lashawan Kadash, man. All right, because what? We came over here, slave trade, to a language that we knew not. We ended up going enslaved under them, and now we speak that language. All right, because what? They conquered us, man. All right, so we speak the language of our conquerors. That's actually pretty cool.
It says that they may call upon the name of the Lord.
Yeah, that, and this is now, come on, man. What breakdown does this need? You got people saying that the name doesn't matter. We don't have the name. We won't have the name until we get in the kingdom. And can we read this again, Bible Bashar?
Zephaniah 3 and 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent.
This is like so plain. He's going to give us that pure language so that we can call on the Lord and serve the Lord. How else? We're not servants then. We're just acting right now. We're all hypocrites. We're all just playing the part. None of us can be saved because the Hebrew doesn't matter. It's basically what these people are saying, man. All right? We can't call on the Lord because, like, how else are you going to call on the Lord if the Hebrew is not there? Can we get what's that? I think he said Jeremiah, where he said, go and call on them other gods. Because that's basically what y'all want to do. That's why y'all crying in the name of Christ, man. Crying in Christ, man. All right? Because that's your daddy, man. Okay? Here it is. Esau ain't did nothing but rape, rob, and murder us. Alright? He hasn't done anything to help us. He understands that as long as he keep us down and keep us going off, that he'll stay in rulership. For the most part, he understands that. Alright? He doesn't know that the Lord set a bound, or set a boundary that he cannot pass. And guess what? He's stepping closer and closer to the gun line. You know? And eventually his time is going to run out. And we're getting closer and closer to that, man. Like the Lord told Ezra. Alright, he said he had made the world in 12 parts. And 10 and a half was already done away with. That last part is going to be Judgment Day. Alright, the Babylonians was ruling then. But look who's ruling now. Esau's ruling, man. Alright, the Lord saved the best for last. The Edomites and America. And the last ones, that's the judgment. That's the end, man. Because why? Because the scripture had to be fulfilled. Because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is it that followed.
Get straight to it.
Yep.
This is all the book.
What you get in here? Okan. Yeah, I mean, if it's some more with it, then get it.
Yeah, just got the context real quick. It's Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 26. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and the prophets, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth.
Yeah, can we get that word shame? Because this all our people are. See what it is that's why we gotta look at certain people like y'all gotta be paid off. Y'all have to be paid off, man. Because it don't make sense. We read in Zephaniah, he's going to give us a pure language to call on the Lord. And y'all say the name doesn't matter. Y'all say you can call him whatever. Or y'all, why are you holding on to Christ, bro? Esau gave us that.
It's clear contrary to what the scripture says. It's not even debatable.
Come on, man.
When you get into the Hebrew word for ashamed, is bawash. Bawash, which means to put to shame, be ashamed, be disconcerted, be disappointed, to feel shame.
That's pretty much it. Just keep repeating. Feel ashamed.
To be ashamed, to feel ashamed.
Because what? Our people going after the other guys, serving them, man. Okay? And because they got, hey, like it says, they got caught. You know? You said what else?
One of the words that it connects it to is confusion.
Hey, there you go. Calling on Christ is confusion. Y'all out there marching, and I'm not going to make this about y'all. It's just through the Spirit, y'all the first people I think of when y'all act like the name doesn't matter. Y'all out there stomping in the name of Christ, bro. Like, come on. Like, shut up. We've called on Christ all these other years and the shit didn't work. We called on Jesus these other years and the shit didn't work. Because with a name comes what? A reputation. Alright? That's why I said the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. Can we get that in I think it was Rahab that said it. Not that, but she had mentioned it in I think it's Joshua, if I'm not mistaken. She heard about the Lord. So with the names come a reputation, man.
Those are those Israelites.
Yeah, go ahead and finish what you had in Jeremiah.
This back in Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 27, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone thou hast brought me forth, for they have turned their back unto me and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us.
Yeah, the name don't matter though. But in the time of trouble, you're going to make sure it matters. I'll never forget that video of Nate. Look, brothers, it's the name. Like, the Lord will fuck you up, man. You better repent for that, man. Because you playing. Hey, that's the Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. because judgment is not executed speedily, therefore it's set in the hearts of men to do evil. So you can play because the Lord, like, just think about it. The Lord can do you like he did Heliodorus, man. Send 2 angels to jump your ass. We already see, we in the time of judgment. I'm looking on the end time headlines app through my notifications, and I'm scrolling and you just see such and such suddenly died, such and such suddenly died. Literally those words in particular, man. So it ain't nothing for the Lord gonna bring you home. Oh boy, and when you read in the book of Acts, I forget which king it was, but he came out there and he was basically speaking highly and proud of himself. And the Lord took him. Come on home. Lord giving out free flights. Yeah, we need to see you in the office. You know you cut. You know, in football, like, what's that movie? Invincible. Got Mark Wahlberg in it. They told him that he was coming to, they told him to go in the office, and they already know what happened when you go in the office. You know? But they didn't cut him loose. He was scared to go, though. That's the point. He was scared to go because he know what happened. He had already got his stuff, if I'm not mistaken. He already gathered his stuff up. But they had actually promoted him, man.
It says, but where are thy gods that thou hast made?
Yeah, that's what the Lord is going to say. Where are those gods? Go call on Christ. Go call on Jesus, man. All right? Those are the ones you was worshiping when you was comfortable. When you was living the way you wanted to live. Okay? That's who you was calling on. Therefore, go call on them.
Let them arise that they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
Yeah, exactly. According to the number of thy gods, what? Read that again.
It says, for according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah.
Yeah, basically you got many gods, man. All right? You got many gods. And nowadays everybody got their own personal God. My God wouldn't do that or say that, or so what? The Most High will. The power that trumps over your God in particular, he'll whoop his ass. Like, people be trying to, like, you're just doing that to be comfortable, man, because you don't want to be a subject to the Heavenly Father. All right?
People prop up these celebrities as idols,
Yep,
and they
yep.
worship them.
Yep. Yep.
That's they do, guys.
Yep. Kanye is my cousin. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He sending me, I ain't gonna lie, the song was actually kind of fire. But he sent me a song, I guess a new song Kanye got. We got a group of people that's dressed in some tacky ass tan sweatsuits. And he's just in the middle looking lost as hell. You know? But it's pretty, like, all of these niggas is set up, man. He ain't on the high hit. Where his garment at? Where his fringes?
Where's Camp at?
Where he camp at?
Yeah, where Kanye camp at?
He ain't even gotta have multiple people there. Where he camp at? Huh? Where he got a 12 tribe sign out there too? Alright? Because he ain't acknowledging the Native Americans, nor is he acknowledging the Latin tribes. He said the 12 tribes of Judah. Where did he say that at? What version of Bible do you got, man?
He get the three camps.
He got the tree camp Bible. That don't make no sense. You got that?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 14. It says,